The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Hello, welcome back to Drew's Venture History TV. I'm your host, Drew Doherty. Strap yourselves in as we launch into the world of mystery. Today, we will discuss the legendary and the life of disappearance of the world's greatest female pilot, Amelia Earhart. Before we start, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like this video and subscribe to ECAT for more of my shows. Leave a comment if you like learn about historical figures such as Amelia. With that out of the way, let's get right into it. Amelia Mary Earhart was born on July 24, 1897 in Atchison, Kansas, to Samuel and Amy Earhart. She had a sister who was born 2 years later, named Grace. Amy didn't believe in raising her daughters to be nice little girls. Young Amelia's destiny was in the sky as a kid. She dreamed of adventure as at the age of 10 she saw her first aircraft at the Iowa State Fair. Her father influenced her to follow her heart. But even he couldn't have managed just how far she fly. Her childhood and teenage years weren't that easy. Her dad had a drinking problem and a job that caused them to move around a lot. Eventually, her mother brought her to Chicago for high school, but she did not get along with her classmates, being refused to as a girl brown who walks alone. Even though it was hard for her, she graduated from Hyde Park High School in 1916. She went to Canada to visit her sister in Christmas of 1917 and began helping out the military hospital. While working there, Amelia continued to learn about flight and hearing stories from military pilots. Earhart attended a few different air fairs. She went to the one with her father in 1920 and took a 10-minute flight with Frank Hawks, who went to become a famous air racer. This ride changed Amelia's life forever, as she knew she had to fly. She started taking lessons in 1921. In 1922, she set a world record for a woman flying at 14,000 feet into the air. And in 1923, she became the United States 16th licensed female pilot. Earhart continued to reach for the sky. She flew as a passenger across the Atlantic, with William Stewart becoming the first woman to do so. This turned Amelia into a celebrity. She knew her platform to speak about the public appreciation of flight. In 1928, she became the first woman to fly solo across the North American continent and back. Just 4 years later, she became the first woman to fly solo nonstop across the Atlantic Ocean. The girl in brown who was to walk alone became the first girl in the sky to fly alone. In 1936, with the help of the Purdue University, Amelia planned to fly around the world. The school paid her a new aircraft, the Lockheed Electra, a 10E, which she called as her flying laboratory. She chose Captain Harry Manning as her navigator, who had experience as a ship captain and pilot, but the team decided on Free Nolan, who knew marine and flight navigation. The first attempt did not go as well. As March 17, 1937, during a takeoff run, a plane was damaged. They delayed the trip until June 1st as the plane was taken into a full repairs. When the time came for the second attempt, many had left the crew, leaving Amelia Earhart and Fred Newman as the only two passengers. They traveled 22,000 miles before landing in New Guinea on June 29. All that remained was 7,000 miles over the Pacific, a trip Amelia had done before. On their way from Ley Airfield to Howland Island, the Electra experienced radio failures and the aircraft had about 1,100 gallons of gasoline in the tank when they departed. A nearby ship called the USCGC Itasca was receiving Amelia's radio messages, but she could not hear them. Around 7:30 a.m., Amelia reported that she believed the aircraft only had about a half an hour of fuel remaining. They were unable to find the ship. Amelia Earhart and friend Newman were reported as missing that day, and they were never found. The official investigation by the U.S. government stated that the plane ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean. Amelia's own stepson said that the plane just ran out of gas. Many believe the Electra still sits on the bottom of the ocean floor to this day. Just a few months ago, in January of 2024, the company Disappearance claimed they had located the remains of the plane with 100 miles off of Howland Island. In my opinion, finding the wreckage should be their number one priority. Some companies with the means to sending unmanned submersibles to the general area should partner with DC Vision to discover the truth. There are many theories surrounding Earhart's disappearance. Some people, including members of Earhart's own family, believe that she and Newman were captured by the Japanese. For this to happen, they would have turned around and landed thousands of miles away on a Japanese control island, rather Marshall or the North American Islands. Also, Japan was not at war with the United States yet, as this was before World War II even began. Another theory that Amelia survived and changed her name and remarried, but this was proven false. For the time, Amelia was a little girl going to make believe journeys with her sister until the time of her disappearance. Amelia was an adventurer. She served as an inspiration of all women and to all pilots around the world. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Drew's Adventure History TV. Tune in next time as we talk about the Titanic's own sister ship, the RMS Olympic. Thank you and have a great day.